lob the ball over the top and make Harvey run for it, make Jupe sprint. Slamming my body into sprint training. To this day, that's my PB. So kind of the last 2 years have been filled with a lot of change. I changed job again actually. The targets that I've got. Hello everyone, my name's Harvey. I am a sprinter based in the UK. I've been sprinting for about 3 years now, just over. I started sprinting in 2021, June 2021. Just before that, I had been doing lots of long distance running throughout lockdown, 5Ks, 10Ks, did a marathon. Me and my friends thought it would be a great idea. I also did a lot of hikes, did the 3 Peaks Challenge. 2020, 2021, I was doing a lot of long distance hiking, running. Before that, I was a footballer my whole life. I was always the fast guy on the wing, lob the ball over the top and make Harvey run for it, make Jupe sprint. Yeah, lockdown kind of brought that to an end for a bit. I also broke my wrist, so the combination of lockdown and breaking my wrist, I took up the long distance running. It was sort of through all the long distance running and hiking that I realised I'm not really built for that kind of stuff. I decided to give sprinting a go. May 2021, I did a marathon and I did the 3 Peaks Challenge, which in the UK is climbing the 3 highest mountains in England, Wales and Scotland. Both great fun, suffered through both. I got straight into the sprinting, so I ran a couple of training sessions and then I did an open. I ran 11.55 and 11.58 in my first races, which I was pretty happy with. I would have been happy with anything under sub 12, to be honest. A few years before that, 2016, I remember going to the track with my brother, just did a hand-timed 100 metres. It's not very accurate, but I remember running 11.8 or something. The time before that I'd run 100 metres was probably at school. Ran 11.02 hand-timed in GCSE PE. Again, hand-timed, so take it with a pinch of salt. You know, my teachers probably wanted me to get a good mark. But yeah, that's kind of the only baseline I've got to go on. I mean, sports days, I don't think we even recorded the times. I was always contending. I remember I won the high jump in the 100 metres in year 10 sports day. A high jump I got 1.87 or something. You know, year 7 and 8 I was, contending for first, but there was always a couple of guys ahead of me, and year 10 was the year that I won it, last sports day. I was very happy with that. Outside of that, I remember my teachers kind of motivated me to do athletics, but I was always into football. I got scouted for a football academy when I was 16, did that for a couple of years, then decided to go to university and played for the university team in Bucks. Yeah, just kind of played football my whole life. So starting sprinting, June 2021, I got those 11.5s, and then the county champs were in August, so not too far afterwards. I've been sprinting for a couple of months. I remember I ran 11.47 in the heats and got through to the final, which I was very happy with. And in the final, I ran another PB of 11.44, so I, 2 PBs one day in the county champs. And I remember it was the same day that the Olympic 100 metres was happening in Tokyo. I remember between my races watching the 100 metres on my phone. Maybe that inspired me to go get another PB. I did a couple more opens towards the end of August, where I ran 11.34 legal and 11.21 windy. That was my season's best for the first year. I think I did a couple of athletic league matches as well, and I think I got a 200 time of 23.2 and hand times 23.26. My fastest in the 200, but I wasn't really focusing on the 200. I just wanted to see how fast I could run in the 100. I picked up some injury at the end of the first season. I had some tendonitis in my left hamstring, one of my left hamstring muscles in the tendon. I think that kind of came from just slamming my body into sprint training after a year and a bit of long distance running and hiking. So I mean, it's to be expected really. I took a couple of months off and saw a physio, and they told me it maybe was something to do with running around the curve. So when I went back to training just before Christmas, I just did straight stuff, which meant I did a lot of short stuff, which is fun. I ended up doing the indoors, basically no training, and got a 7.14 in my first ever 60. To this day, that's my PB. Yeah, I got back into full training in the indoors of 2022. Didn't beat that. I got, a few more 7.1s. I got 7.15 at Birmingham, got a 7.17 at London indoors. County champs ran 11.27 in the heat, 11.29 in the heat, something like that. 11.20 in the semis to time qualify for the final, and then I got 5th in the final. So I got 5th in the 100 metres in 2021, 5th in the 60 metres in indoors 2022. Pretty happy with that. I was a little bit disappointed that my 60 didn't get faster, but I tried to take that into outdoors. On my opener in April, I ran 11.11, which is a big PB. I also ran 22.88, which is also another PB. Then it was all about breaking 11. I ran into a lot of headwinds in the summer of 2022. I was running 11 ones and 11.2 lows into like minus 1.7s, minus 1 point whatevers. The wind kind of never was going my way, because even when I did have the wind going the right way, it was too fast. So I got a 11.01 with like a +3 wind. I got an 11.04 with a +2.1 or +2.1 wind, I think. I did get a sub 11 into county champs. I got 10.98, but before that, after the open in April, running 11.1 and 22.8, I did the Surrey champs again in May. I did the 200 and the 100 this time, so I PB'd in the 200 was on Saturday, so I PB'd in the 2, got 22.36, which was a huge PB. It's a 0.5 seconds off the PB that was already 0.5 seconds off what I'd done the year before, so I'd essentially knocked a second off my PB. Auto qualified for the final, and then I ran another PB in the final, 22.32, and I came 4th, so just outside the medals. So I'd come 5th in the 100, 2021, 2022 I'd got 5th in the 60, 4th in the 2. So I was like, right, the ones tomorrow on the Sunday after the 2, ran 11.15 in the heat and didn't qualify. I had a really fast heat. I think the same time would have got me 7th in the final, so I wouldn't have medalled. Then I did the regional champs as well. I ran 22.4 and 22.45 and 22.60, both windy, Saturday. And then this is in June. On the Sunday, I ran the 100 and I got 11.08. It's my first 11.0, but it was windy, +2.5. And in the semis, I ran 11.08, but win legal, so PB. Very happy. And that was in June, so I was thinking, right, I've got July and August, so I kind of spent the year chasing sub 11 and got myself into a little bit of a pickle with, the tendonitis came back, and I just was pushing myself too hard chasing that sub 11. But I did get an 11.01 windy and 11.04 windy towards the end of August. Ran a few 22.6s, competed a lot, ran a lot of athletics matches, a lot of opens, just ran my body into the ground, I think. Kind of had a very similar end to 2022 outdoors. I'd got 22.32 as my PB in 200, and then I got 11.08 with a 10.98 windy at the Inter-County Champs in the 100. Ended the season injured, kind of like last year. Spent another couple months rehabbing, building things back up, and got back into training again. I was actually moving jobs, so I was moving jobs in January 23, so I was training on my own. So I bought myself a 3-lap timer. Yeah, made things a bit nicer training on my own. I could time myself and see where I was at. I was hitting some really good times. I was hitting 7.0s, 7.1s through the 60, no reaction time in training. I knew that I was on for a good indoor season. Between Christmas and New Year, I tore my hamstring, my right hamstring, grade 2 tear. Set me back, so I spent most of January rehabbing that. I did manage to get a few races in February and March. Ran very consistently 7.2, 7.21, 7.20, 7.21 through Bucks, through Open. I think I did London indoors, Bucks indoors. Just missed out on qualification by 0.01 of a second. Did Surrey County Champs where I ran 7.29 in the heat, but I remember I shut it down and I ran 11.29. I was thinking, okay, went for it in the semis and ran 7.17, so got very close to the PB, back to running 7.1 after the hamstring tear, which I was very happy with. And coming to summer, I struggled with some more injuries. I had a low back problem, strained my QL, muscle in my low back. At the end of last season, I'd also had a grade 1 soleus strain, left calf, so I was recovering from that as well before the indoors. It came into outdoors, had the low back issue, the hamstring. It wasn't giving me any pain, but I was just aware of it. Every time I ran, I was thinking, am I going to pull my hamstring? How's the hamstring doing in the warm-up? It was all I was thinking about. What I found in 2023 was that my outdoor training times were really good. I ran an 11.01, no reaction, a 7.01, no reaction, 0.98 fly 10, 10.34 fly 100. And I was running all these great times in training. I ran a final 40 in one of my 100 reps of 3.95, which averaged my PB fly 10. So I knew that the speed was there. Just when it came to competitions, I was so worried about the hamstring. If I felt anything, it was, I pulled out, or I ran really conservative in the race. So that was 2023. I didn't really get going with the 200 because I was almost, afraid to run that far. I've got a 22.93 and a 22.9 hand time in 2023. So yeah, 2023 was a bit of a weird year, but I knew I still had the speed there because my training times were good. I just wasn't translating into the races. So 2024, I was raring to go. Joined a local club, got stuck into winter training. I was feeling good, feeling healthy. I took a month off between and got rid of all my injuries. I went too hard in the winter 2023. Gave myself shin splints. January, Feb of 24, so that kind of wrote off the indoor season. I still competed, but I was getting 7.2s, 7.3s. Probably shouldn't have done indoors at all, but I was optimistic. Optimism got the better of me, as it generally does. After indoors, I was a little bit disappointed because I hadn't run that fast, and I kind of was getting stuck into training for the outdoors, so I started pushing hard again. I think I overdid it. The shin splints kind of were coming back and going, so I was struggling with them throughout the summer, and then because I was doing a lot of high intensity training very sporadically, I ended up getting hamstring tendonitis in another hamstring tendon in my right leg. And yeah, I've got, I think, 11.31, 22.97, so still sub 23 in the 200, which I'm happy with. Ran some really good times in training when I happened to be feeling good. I've got another 0.98 fly 10. I PB'd in the fly 100, 10.32. I got a fly 60, 6.18, but I don't know how that compares because that's the first time I was doing it, but I think it was pretty quick. PB in the 10 to 20 to 30 of 1.01 or 1.00. So I kind of had different splits of, fly 10s, and they're all about 1 second. So again, know the speeds there, just isn't translating into races because of being injured. I also moved house 2024. So kind of the last 2 years have been filled with a lot of change. I changed job again, actually. Last 2 years I've changed job twice, moved house, had a lot of injuries. Training's been a bit up in the air. The first year, I feel like I had a lot of routine, a lot of consistency, recovering really well, not doing too much, not doing too little, focusing on speed, doing good stuff in the gym. And I think just kind of with everything that's, happened the last couple of years, I've managed to stay fast, but I haven't made much improvement. So hence, decided to start vlogging, I guess, my training, a little bit of accountability to myself, but also just a bit of enjoyment, giving myself some memories to look back on from what I train, hopefully share anything I learn with other people that are looking to train for the 100 but maybe don't know how to train or what to train. It's very easy to get injured sprinting. It's very easy to do too much. It's very easy to do the wrong thing. The targets that I've got, I really want to break 7 in the 60. I really want to break 11 win legal in the 100 and 22 in the 200. But this winter, all about breaking 7. That's the first goal. Hopefully you find these videos useful. Subscribe, follow along. Hopefully I have some fun making these and other people enjoy watching them. Thanks for watching. That's just kind of a summary of my journey so far. 2021, June to August 2024.